in the way of like a cutthroat competition and blood sport amongst the banks. As far as the average worker is concerned, whether we're talking about this election or any other in the last 20 years, a given election tends to result in what feels like a different uniform on the same cop. And that's a problem. Elections do have consequences. They do matter, right? There are differences. But sometimes it feels like they're less meaningful than they should be. And that is, I think, what we're all feeling. That is the seed of all of us. We are supposed to have our hands on the lever as a collective public, as the commons, right? And we still get to cast our votes, but it seems like our votes are not as meaningful as they want. Do you really believe that the two frontrunners are what the collective will of this country would choose as the two best Americans, right? When you were a child and you were in school, they're like, oh, the president's the best person. And does it feel like that? I don't think so. And so that leaves us with the questions to walk us out of this. The question that we're being confronted with every day: what are you going to do about it? The reality is not much, right? Right now, if you're the average person, you're going to post a mean tweet, about somebody you don't like, and then post a picture of yourself looking cool on Instagram, and then forget about it. You want to watch your shows. You want to go home. You want to be comfortable. You want to, get dinner. You want to go to bed. You've got a job to do, right? You've got rent to pay. We're all running on a treadmill. And then what? And for what? Right now, we're doing it for the likes. We're trying to get approval. We're trying to get acceptance. We are being driven to compete for attention and for acceptance. We need to start, instead of competing, we need to start cooperating, working together to find our way out of this hole that is not this election, it's not this politician, it's not this policy, it's this system. And that's what Adam Smith was telling us about the year 1776, a powerful year for every American. The internet is broken because institutions are competing against the individual, while the individual is competing against other individuals. We need to shatter that design because competition is everywhere, but it's only against the powerless. We need to look back at the avarice of those princes. Right? And I don't just mean in the context of government. I mean everywhere. I mean, Jamie Dimon, J.P. Morgan. We need to think about the systemic influences on our lives and how we can correct for them. The people who throughout all history had the means to diminish the amount of metals in our coins, which is inflation, simply by a different name. We're not using metal anymore. We're using paper now, but the game is the same. We in this room are using a technology that has taken the metal and the paper away from them. And it is through this single lever that they have set flourishing societies on the path to inevitable poverties. And I just want you to remember, every time you look at the grocery store's prices, that you are not alone, you are not isolated. Everyone in that store is dealing with the same battle that you are. We have to cooperate, we have to work together, and we have to make sure they do not reduce this country to the land of the free and the home of the slave. The only way we will do that if we work together. So please, by all means, cast your vote, but don't join a cult. There's a lot of work to be done. Thank you.
The Bitcoin Conference. We started with a dream to build a community focused on Bitcoin. It all started in 2019 in the heart of San Francisco, the first major Bitcoin conference in years that kickstarted a revolution. And then Miami, a place where enthusiasts, developers, dreamers, and innovators could come together to make Bitcoin better. It has been an amazing